Delves. Probably one of the cornerstones of WoW now. Probably the best thing to come out of the War Within, honestly. Delves have really changed the game for a lot of people. People like Greg's of accounting, right? We all know what he does. He'd be running his delves in his basement, hiding away from his abusive wife all night. And that's what a lot of people do these days. A lot of people don't got time to play this game to its fullest extent anymore. But delves have become a way to gear out and continually keep up with gear tracks and everything else, and also just fun content in general to play. So let's get into this one here. Midnight Delve updates. New delves, companions, journey, borrowed power rewards, and more. Here from Mr. GM.
Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about delves, and more specifically we're going to talk about delves in Midnight. And in this video we're going to go through everything that you need to know about delves in Midnight. When are they coming out? What are these delves? What's new? And will we ever see Bran again? But before we jump into that, I do want to give a massive thank you to all of our channel members and everyone over on the Patreon. Just started posting over there fairly regularly, and if you want to support the channel in that way, you can check out the link in the description. Right, so yes, delves are continuing in Midnight with a whole new batch of delves and of course a whole new batch of rewards to come with it.
Yes.
Obviously we saw delves launched in the War Within, and they are an evergreen feature of the game, so we will continue to see them in the future. So let's start by talking about the important
I'm trying to think of a feature that was added to the game that was as game-changing as delves recently. I don't know what could be compared to that, because a lot of things that were added have also been taken away. Like you can argue Legion legendaries or artifact weapons were a big deal, followed by AP grinds, but those are gone now. I think delves will be around forever. They're just they're really good content, a really nice little seasonal touch there. They're also a good way to get away from the grind. Like even if you've got a lot of time to play this game, running infinite mythic pluses just gets so grindy. Same with raiding. I always feel like delves are a nice break from all of that. So it's I think it's been a great add to the game, no doubt.
You need to know for the delve releases. So firstly, early access does begin for Midnight on February 26th, and then the official launch of Midnight is on March 2nd. Now,
Warbands were added during the War Within 2, true. Yeah, that's also a really good system, no doubt.
During this time, we are fairly sure that delves tiers 1 to 3 will be available. However, nothing has been officially said, but this is very likely the case for this sort of early access time. We will also have access to Valera Sanguinar, who is going to be our delve companion,
That's
and
right.
more on her in a little bit.
Some nice eye candy during your delve runs. This would be a good one.
Now, once the season does begin on March 17th in the NA region and March 18th in the EU, this is when tier 4 to 11 delves will be active, and the new delve season will begin with bountiful delves, the Nemesis boss, the Delver's Journey, and a few extra delves opening up.
Also, I don't know if Mr. GM is going to mention this, but don't forget we're getting like a new version of delves. What did they call those things? They're like the massive delve that like resets once weekly, and you can go in and there's different wings of it. That's like a completely new style of delves, almost like a mixture of what delves are and what God, those runs were in freaking Torghast was, right? And Shadowlands. Yeah, Labyrinths, that's what they're called. Yeah, so Labyrinths, while Blizzard hasn't really talked, I feel like they haven't talked a lot about Labyrinths, even though I feel like it's such a big feature. That's going to be like another iteration of delves where it's almost like a raiding delve, where you continue to progress through it throughout the week until reset, and you can go into different areas and eventually clear the whole thing out and probably get some good gear out of it.
Which is a good little segue to talk about the new delve.
Labyrinths will not be available, will not be there until patch 3, though. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's probably why they haven't talked about it that much.
Delves. So in Midnight, we will have 10 new delves to explore, with one extra being the Nemesis delve. So the delves of Midnight are the Shadow Enclave in the Eversong Woods, the Coligate Calamity in Silvermoon City, Atul Aman in Zulaman, the Twilight Crypts in Zulaman, the Gulf of Memory in Harandar, the Grudge Pit in Harandar, Shadowguard Point in Voidstorm, and the Sunkiller Sanctum in Voidstorm. Now there are two other delves which are going to be releasing a little bit later in the launch cycle. So we have the Dark Way, which the entrance to that is in Silvermoon City, which will launch on March 24th, and then we'll have the Parhelion Plaza, which is on the Isle of Quel'Danas, which will launch on March 31st, which is, yeah, a couple weeks after the season starts. So
I believe the Parhelion Plaza is the first outdoor delve. If you think about delves, what they've been so far is they're always cavernous. You're always going to some sort of cave or indoor place. This will be an outdoor delve. So delves are expanding their reach. Pretty cool.
I would imagine those are just mainly due to story things because they are related to the story in a way. So yeah, once March 31st comes along, we will have access to all 10 of the delves. Now, one of the major changes you can see with delves in Midnight is a change to Coffer keys. So the acquisition of restored Coffer keys is slightly changing in Midnight. Now, instead of obtaining keys from content, you're actually just going to get Coffer key shards pretty much from everything. And these are now a currency with a weekly maximum of 600. Now, it still takes 100 shards to create a restored Coffer key. However, this will be an automatic conversion when you enter a delve. Now, there is other ways to do it, including a new toy, or you can speak to Naladia in Silvermoon City in the Delver's headquarters. But really, just entering the delve and getting that conversion of shards to keys is probably going to be the...
Oh, automatically? It just automatically does it? Is that what he's... That's nice. I mean, I know no more having to click that shit. If I'm understanding him right, that's what he's saying. It just automatically converts when you enter the delve.
The main way you're going to be getting these keys. But yeah, pretty much you're going to be getting a lot of Coffer key shards, but it is nice to see them finally becoming a currency instead of taking up room inside your bag.
Yeah, that was annoying, having them in the bags all the time. And I'm like, I got to click this shit to make a coffer key right now. It just happens. Cool.
And I mentioned it before, we are getting a new companion, Valera Sanguinar. Now, this is, of course, a legendary character from Warcraft lore and will be replacing Bran in Delves. However, if you do miss Bran, you can still go back to War Within Delves and have Bran. They will be scaled to level 80, so if you are level 90 and you want to go back and do some achievements, it's going to be a good time to do those War Within Delves.
Oh,
now, she can, of course, be a tank, healer, or DPS, and for healing,
That's right, it's officially confirmed in the game. A rogue, a lore, can now heal and tank as well. Rogue tanks have always been a thing since classic WoW. In fact, I've said this story before. We used to run dead mines, I remember, with a rogue tank all the time. It used to happen. They would just pump enough agility up in themselves that they would be able to dodge shit to the extent where they could just be healed through things. And they would hold aggro and everything. It was great. That was a fun thing. So now we got them. Officially, rogue healers and tanks.
She spawns blood orbs. Now you can run through similar to the health pots that we saw with Bran. So essentially it's going to play very, very similar. Now she does have a few little voice lines similar to Bran, but not quite as iconic, but certainly she will be yapping throughout the delves. Now, of course, she will be coming with a whole new set of curios, as well as her level cap in Season 1 being level 60. There's also a short quest line related to Valera, which does give the achievement the Crimson Rogue. So if you want to go do that, you can get a little achievement and learn a little bit more about our new companion. Yeah, now, cool. As mentioned, there is a new Nemesis. This is Nalius, which I might not have pronounced correctly, but that's okay. This is a powerful Dominar. This will take place in the Torment's
Nice. So he's the new guy who could just randomly pop up, and he's the new Nemesis double question mark boss that we will have to kill at the end to get the mount achievement and all that. He's the Zekvir, or the Kaiveza of this season, so that's cool.
Delve, which is in the Voidstorm Zone. Completing the quest to defeat this boss will give you the Dominating Victory toy, and completing the achievement Let Me Solo Him will also give you the Arcano Void Construct mount.
So this is what you get for killing him on double question mark solo, which I will do, obviously. I did it every single time in the War Within, because, you know, Samiccus the champion is what I do.
Which is a skywriting mount, which you can actually preview outside of the Delve headquarters in Silvermoon, which is pretty cool. And as you can expect, this Delve Nemesis will be popping up inside your Delves, and you will also have some Nemesis mobs which are related to this boss. Now, this was not tested on the beta, so I can't really talk much about the tactics or difficulty of this boss, but I would imagine it's probably going to be pretty hard. Now, another thing we're getting, of course, is a new Delver's Journey for Season 1 of Midnight. This has 10 ranks in total with various rewards, so let's take a look at some of those. So at rank 1, you're going to get boons and blessings. This says you may now earn boons from mislaid curiosities and blessings from heavy trunks. So these are actually two very cool additional features for delves in Midnight. Now, boons come from mislaid curiosities around your delve, and these are kind of stat percentage buffs that stack throughout your delve. Now, you can actually check which stats you've got at any time by checking the buff, and yeah, a little bit of sort of a Torghast feel to that. So as you get more mislaid curiosities, you are going to get more and more stats and become more and more powerful, so it makes them a little bit more worthwhile to pick up. Now, blessings are items that you can loot at the end of a delve that will actually give you extra buffs in your next delve. Now, there are a couple of these, including Blessing of Potency. It says in delves until you complete your next one, all of your stats will be increased by 10%. You've also got the Blessing of Zeal, which says your harmful spells and abilities have a chance to cause an explosion on impact, inflicting moderate fire damage split between all nearby enemies. enemies. You've also got the Crimson Blessing, which does grant you an additional life inside your next delve, and the Sentinel's Blessing, which says in delves until you've completed your next one, you gain 50% of your maximum health as an absorb shield for 1 minute whenever your health falls below 20% during combat. And this can only occur every 5 minutes. So the blessings and boons are definitely going to help you during your delves. Also, at rank 1, you can acquire the Twilight Tabernacle from Telemancer Astralandis in Silvermoon City. This is a decor item.
That's right, I forgot. Yeah, we're probably going to have decor items available because, you know, decor be whorin' decor, it's everywhere now. So yeah, of course, delves will also offer decor. Look at that.
At rank 2, you've got Gilded Stash. So a Gilded Stash will now start appearing after you completed a tier 11 delve, and you could also purchase the Fungal Chest Decor from the vendor in Silvermoon City. At rank 3, you're going to get Treasure Hunter. This says a Sanctified Banner now has a chance to manifest within a Bountiful Delve. So these are just the same as Flicker Gates as we saw in the late stage of the War Within. Now, of course, finding and clicking this will give you additional rewards at the end of your delve. Also at rank 3, you'll be able to acquire the Armani Strongbox from the vendor in Silvermoon City. At rank 4, you can get the Gilded Jackpot. This says Gilded Stashes now include Myth Crests, which is pretty great. And you could also purchase the Ancient Calderai Coffer decor item.
Wait a minute, you can get Myth Track Crests from... Was that something that was available last season? Gilded Stashes now also grant Myth Crests. So you can acquire Ancient Calderai Coffer decor. Wow. Telemancer, Astral, and Silvermoon. Okay, so I didn't realize that was a thing. Maybe this was a thing last season where you could get the highest level crests as well. But this sounds good to me. I like being able to have other resources for crests.
To Myth Crests, which is pretty great. And you could also purchase the Ancient Calderai Coffer decor item from Silvermoon City. At rank 5...
Actually, you could get the highest level crests using Coffer keys. Yes, first 3 tier 11s every week could give you Gilded Crest. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I'm tripping and didn't remember that, because I've actually gotten Gilded Crests from those too. Yeah, so that's right. Using Coffer keys too. Now remember, Bountiful Delves, which was where you use your Coffer keys, those won't be available at the launch or anything. Those won't be available until the season actually kicks off. Delves will be open, but not Bountiful Delves.
If you have an Ethereal and a Golem walk into a delve, this says Zoran will now appear at the end of tier 6 delves and above with a random stock of equipment. Now, this is very likely just going to be trinkets, similar to what we saw during the War Within. It also says that you can purchase the Silvermoon's Arcane Defender mount from the vendor in Silvermoon City, which is a very, very cool looking mount. So yeah, rank 5 rewards a mount. At rank 6, it says Keys and Coffers. It says you may now purchase 2 restored coffer keys per week from Neladia Rivergleam, and you could also acquire the Cinderai Gravestone from Telemancer Astralandis in Silvermoon City. So one thing in Midnight you can do is customize your gravestone, which is pretty cool. There's a little room downstairs in the Delver's headquarters where you can just click the gravestone and that'll be your active one that comes up when you die, and your friends can see that. At rank 7, you get Never Alone. This says you may
leave a message for them, right, on your gravestone. Interesting. I thought those gravestone add-ins were pretty cool. Like just seeing where your friend acted like an actual noob and freaking wiped.
Acquire the Midnight Delver's Flare Gun. So this flare gun is actually a toy, and it says fire a flare to cool down a fellow delver to help out, and it only works in Midnight Delves. Now, according to the data, it seems like this actually does summon Bran, but as a vendor, so not really sure what that's about. But yeah, I guess we could see Bran again in Midnight with this toy that you get at rank 7. You can also purchase the Root Wrapped Reliquary from Telemancer Astralandis in Silvermoon City. At rank 8, we have Warbound in Blood. This says champion Warbound equipment may now be obtained from Delves tier 9 and above. And you can also purchase the Core Warden Spoils decor from Telemancer Astralandis in Silvermoon City. At rank 9, we have From Champion to Hero. This says tier 11 Bountiful Coffers now have a chance to provide either a piece of hero equipment or untainted mana crystals used to purchase powerful equipment from Zoran. It says tiers 8, 9, and 10 Bountiful Coffers will also reward smaller quantities of untainted mana crystals. So yeah, additional hero equipment coming from tier 11 Bountiful Delves from rank 9 onwards. This is actually pretty huge.
Yeah, and tier 11, I don't know if that's a guarantee. They have a chance to give you a piece of heroic equipment. But then you could probably get the crests anyways, too. So the upgrade crests will come from there. So yeah, there you go. Look at the high. You got heroic level raid gear coming from Delves.
Very sure if that's going to be capped per week and what the chances
Not
are
new,
of this
but great.
dropping.
Happy to
But
see
certainly
it.
a really nice addition to Delves for people who are gearing exclusively through Delves, like myself. And at rank 10, we have a Delver's Journey. This rewards the title Void Breacher, and it also says that the amount of Coffer key shards earned from all sources is increased, and you'll also be able to purchase the Delver's Bountiful Coffer and the Core Warden's Hearthstone toy from Telemancer Astralandis in Silvermoon City. So overall, the Delver's Journey is looking pretty good. It's pretty similar to previous seasons, but there is some differences to the gearing that will come later on in the track. So let's kind of talk a little bit more about gearing as well. So gearing in Delves and Midnight will work very similar to how it does right now in The War Within. Champion gear will continue to come from tier 7 plus, and as mentioned, after rank 9 of the journey, you are going to get some additional hero track from tier 11. Now,
Right. Now, I was just about to say, yeah, the vault contribution is very important for sure, right? Because that's where you're going to get hero track gear as well from Delves, and completing that tier. What is it? Is it 11 or 8 that you have to complete to get the highest level equipment from the vault possible? I guess he'll say it right now.
Great Vault will work exactly the same, with it providing the maximum of hero track. Now, the appearances of all the Season 1 gear is a recolor of the Harandar gear, which you will get from other sources, but this is the Delve color that you can obtain. Now, bounty maps are continuing to be a system as well, but they will now be called the Trove Hunter's Bounty, but it will work exactly the same, with it rewarding 1 hero track item per week. So let's talk about some of the other rewards you can expect from Midnight Delves. So Decor will start dropping in Delves in Midnight. There are a total of 8 Decor items which do have a chance to drop at the end of Delves. You have the Cosmic Void Cache, the Armani Hanging Brazier, the Armani Dining Table, the Blossoming Forge, the Cinderai Spinning Library, the Rootlight Lamppost, the Hanging Door.
Kick me. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to our Scourge and Death Knight of our Scourge. Thank you, man.
Cornflower, and the Fungarian Banner. At least those are the ones listed in the catalog. You'll also be getting some new cosmetic rewards dropping at the end of some of your Delves, and there are also 2 vendors at Silvermoon selling items for Delves. Undercoin will be used once again in Midnight, but it will have a fresh start. So if you're watching this in War Within, you still have some Undercoin, go and spend it, because it is going to get converted extremely soon. Now, as mentioned,
always spend all your Undercoin every season. That shit always goes switches up. So yeah, definitely Undercoin is cosmetics and shit. That's what you really get with it.
Telemancer Astralandis will sell the items from the Delver's Journey. This will be for Voidlight Marl, which is your new resonance crystals of Midnight. Now, I did mention the other vendor earlier, but that is Niladia Rivergleam, which is going to sell a lot of the cosmetic rewards for Delves. So let's go through some of these. You do have the Coffer Key Glue Toy. This will combine all of your Coffer Key shards into keys if you want to do it on the fly. You'll also be able to purchase full Coffer.
Doesn't it happen automatically when you enter now? So is there a point to that toy other than if you want to do it yourself? Am I missing something here? I thought we just got all excited and everyone was rock hard, sword fighting and everything in chat because they said that this was going to happen automatically. Combine your coffer key shards into restored coffer keys. Okay, I'm confused, but fine. I guess that this is what you do outside of the delve if you want to combine them before you go in.
Want to do it on the fly. You'll also be able to purchase full coffer keys once you reach rank 6 of the Delver's Journey. You can also get a Beacon of Hope for 5,000. This is used to summon your Delve Nemesis inside Delves. You can also get the Loot Raider Mini for 1,000, the Elven Arcane Guardian mount for 10,000 undercoin. This is a very cool recolor of the Delver's Journey mount, and you can just purchase that for 10,000.
Nice.
You've got the Creepazoid pet for 10,000 as well. The Pious Memorial for 2,000. This is a custom gravestone. You also have the Bouncy Mushroom toy for 5,000, the Dewy Vine Pouch back transmog for 2.5k, the Vile Branch Lifeseer's Helm for 2,000, the Twilight Magnus Cowl for 2.5k, the Gilded Twilight Spalder for 2.5k, the Reliquary Expedition Bag for 2.5, the Focus Light Relic.
A 600 cap on shards. Yeah, but the 600 cap is how many you can get, right? Like how many you can loot every week. It's not how many you can hold at a single time. So like converting automatically or with that toy, that still won't help you get more than 600 every week. I don't know. I'm missing something with that toy, but whatever. It's not
Mace,
that
which is a
important.
one-handed mace for 2.5k. The Reliquary Expedition Notes, which is an offhand for 2.5k. The Cinderite Arcane Manuscript for 2.5k, which is also an offhand. The Silvermoon Privacy Screen Decor for 500. The Hanging Manor Brazier for 500.
Ooh.
The Rock in a Bottle for 250. The Star in a Jar for 250. And the Delver's Pouch of Voidlight Marl for 2000, which does contain 250 Voidlight Marl. And finally, let's talk about the achievements. There are, of course, a new set of achievements for
That's right.
Delves in Midnight with a brand new section with a lot of the achievements that you've seen previously returning.
How many can you hold on your hand? Maybe that's what that's getting at. I don't know what the hold limit is. It's a currency now. It's in your currency tab. I don't know if there is a limit of how many you can hold at any single time. And there have been limits. I mean, Valor Stones obviously had a limit. They had a cap on how many you could hold, even though it's in the currency tab. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just don't know the limit, so that's why that toy's nice.
Let us lay waste to this
Neon
world.
Prime. Soundwave, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. Sam, I'm ready for the Mog comp. Good. It's going to start soon.
But midnight
Yeah,
versions
T-Mog
of
comp
it.
coming
So
in.
you have the Midnight Delver, Healer, Tank, and DPS is to complete all the delves in that specific role. You've also got achievements to obtain curios for
let us
Valera,
lay
to complete all these
waste to
stories in
this
each of the
realm.
delves.
Nicola, thank you for the sub on YouTube.
To find all these sturdy chests hidden inside those delves. And there's also a meta achievement, the Glory of the Midnight Delver, which is just to complete all the
Nice.
stories, find all the treasures, obtain all the curios, and defeat the Nemesis. And this does reward the Giganto Manis mount, which is one of the new Pangolin mounts being added in Midnight, which is a very cool looking
cool
mount.
one.
So overall, pretty much a similar situation for achievements there. And that's it.
That Glory achievement might be worth doing. That's nice.
That is delves in.
I like the Glory achievement more than the Nemesis boss double question mark let me solo him achievement mount. I might actually go for the Glory one. That's a cool. That Pangolin one's pretty cool. I saw your YouTube vids. I really like them.
Let
Thanks.
us lay waste to this
They were
realm.
fun. Thank you, man. Thanks, Neon. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub on YouTube too. Yeah. Thanks for watching the YouTube content. It's all right. It's about as degenerative as the stream is. It's all garbage.
Midnight. This has been
Thank
a
you, man. I
very
appreciate
long
that.
video, and hopefully I've covered everything that you need to know. For the most part, it is pretty much the same. There's a little bit of tweaks here and there to the gearing, but if you did enjoy Delves in the War Within, you are going to continue to enjoy Delves in Midnight. Overall, the Delves in Midnight are a lot of fun. You can actually mount in some of them as well, which is a
Oh.
really nice touch because some of them are quite large and some of them are outdoor spaces. So yeah, overall, a really good time. And as said, I am a kind of keen delver, so this is a lot of information that's important to me and hopefully important to you as well. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Do let me know in the comments your thoughts on Delves in Midnight. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you like to, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I am on Patreon and I'm on Twitter, Mr. GMYT, and I also have a partner Discord channel. And if you
Nice.
want to check me out on stream,
Delves
over on
looking good.
twitch.tv/Mr. GM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Midnight pre-patch, Midnight early access launch,
does stream. We've
season
rated him
1,
before.
all the delves, all
Cool
the
guy.
content. If you want to check me out on Twitch, I'm over on twitch.tv/Mr. GM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.
Yes, yeah. Mr. GM's actually called the Samiccus stream the pre-game of his stream. It's yeah, I've rated him quite a few times. Great video overall. Nice to see Delves are continuing to be iterated on, continuing to be part of this game. I think. Again, some people will say war bands were the best thing from Midnight or the War Within. I personally don't have alts, so like, yeah, that didn't really do much for me. I think Delves are the biggest game changer from the War Within, and continuing into Midnight, looks like they're handling them right. So overall, nice video here from Mr. Gia.